Welcome to another one of my video blogs. I am author and ghostorian Mike Ricksecker. I hope my voice carries enough. I forgot my microphone, so I apologize for the quality ahead of time. Should there be a problem with that. But this is the second one of my cemetery experiences videos that I've done. The first one I did, oh wow, it was probably like a year and a half ago or something like that, and that was at the Greenbelt Cemetery. I talked about a lot of different experiences there, so I'm going to expound on that, tell you a couple other little stories. I do have an EVP in here for you toward the end. I'm going to discuss actually a couple of different EVPs. The first one that I want to talk about is the family cemetery at the Belmont Manor out in Elk Ridge, Maryland, and there's a bit of a public service message here as well, which is why I want to get it out there up front. Now, I've been to this one twice. One was for an investigation back in August, and then I had a paranormal author event here just in November, a few weeks back. And so there's a big difference between the state of the cemetery then and now. Part of the background of the cemetery is that recently there was a college archaeological team that was out at the cemetery doing some ground penetrating radar and discovering some other plots that were there within the cemetery. So not all the family members received headstones or grave markers or things like that. And in this picture that I'm going to share, you can see that there are about a dozen markers that they placed, little flags. And there were more, that the photograph didn't capture them all. And the event coordinator that was showing us the cemetery at the time told us about how there had actually been some more markers out there, and people have been coming by, because there's a trail back there, people have been coming by and plucking up the little flags. Now, by the time I was out there a few months later in November, just August to November, we're talking about 3 months time, there were only 4 of those flags left. So very, very sad that all this work was done to find additional bodies and deceased members of the families that had lived in the home, and now that work is completely for naught, because all the flags except 4, and who knows if they're still there now, they've been taken. So very, very sad. Please don't do that, okay? If you're coming across a cemetery, don't take things that people have left for their loved ones, flowers, little flags. Although it might be cool to have a little flag for whatever reason you might want one, there's a reason why it's there. Leave it. In this particular case, they are marking additional plots, which now all that work has to be redone. Very, very sad. Okay, now in my last video, I talked about some different experiences with animals at cemeteries, and how I've seen shadows of cats and some different things, like with coyotes, like we were hiding from coyotes in the one cemetery at Black Bear. There's another potential animal experience that was at Earlsboro Cemetery. This was in Oklahoma, and the story here is we'd been investigating the cemetery late at night. It was after an investigation, and there's this one plot that's kind of off in the far, I guess it would be the northwest corner. It's fenced in. There's like a little tiny stone in there, and a lot of times it gets really, really grown up with vines and shrubbery and things like that. And at this particular case, it hadn't been really cleared out for a while. I think this might have been the first time that we noticed it back there. We were there a few times. But in any case, we were down there, we were doing EVP session, we had like tri-field meter, K2, all that stuff out, seeing if we could get anything by this plot, to see if we could find out some more information about who or what was there. That had been going on for a while, and I started walking along some other headstones, and between these trees there's a couple of child headstones, or headstones for children, that again, kind of sad, and back away from the group, and all of a sudden there was this growl that you heard coming basically from the tree line. One of the other investigators freaked out about it, started going on about mountain lions, and how mountain lions had been brought into Oklahoma secretly to clear out like some of the population of other animals and things like that. And so he was all keyed up that a mountain lion was about to jump out and eat me. So, you know, he felt like him walking over by me and, you know, saved my life or something. Who knows if it was a mountain lion? It could have been, you know, we're trying to, you know, communicate with spirits down there. You know, maybe it was an unfriendly spirit trying to warn us off. Who knows what it was? I don't really think it was a mountain lion, but whatever. Everybody was okay. Everybody was safe. We continued on with the investigation. One of the sadder tales that I have about my cemetery experiences, and you know, as you go through different cemeteries and graveyards, you look at the headstones, and you know, you put that in context with history, and you know, thinking about the history and looking into that of you know, the backstory and the things that happened that led to, you know, these people being there and what was going on in their lives at the time. At this one particular cemetery called Dick Duck Cemetery, it's in the Tulsa area of Oklahoma, and there are headstones there of children, very young children, that are labeled half-breed. So, you know, they're from you know, late 1800s type of era, you know, very old, and it kind of puts into that social context of the way people were thinking, you know, at that time, which is very, very racist. So these would have been, you know, half Native American, half white children, you know, just labeled, you know, half breed. It's very, very sad. One of the more enjoyable experiences, I'll flip the coin here, was as I was driving through Arkansas one time. I was gonna do one of my Paranormal Vines videos, and you know, basically I was just gonna go off on the side of the road and just randomly do the video so that I could, you know, get it out there, get it uploaded, all that. I was talking about Skinny Girl at the time. I wanted to be silly and talk about that for one of my wine videos, although it's not really wine. So I just pull off this random exit in Arkansas, and right, boom, smack at the top of the exit is a cemetery. So I drove right in there and did my video. So it was, I don't know, I had a good time with it, with that one. Just the irony of it all. Here I am, you know, doing a, you know, paranormal wine video, but all I have is this empty bottle of Skinny Girl. How do I tie it into the paranormal? Boom, cemetery. So yeah, this is Paranormal Vines, the Paranormal Roads edition of it, apparently, since we're out on the road here in Arkansas, and we've got headstones behind us. Okay, I will leave you with one final story. This one is also from Oklahoma, Lima Cemetery, also after an investigation, and we would do that quite a bit. Would, you know, hit a local cemetery or something like that after investigation, or an alternate location that we knew had activity. But basically, the homeowner of the house that we were investigating at the time told us about this cemetery, and so we went down there to take a look. A couple of the members of the group felt uneasy about going to this cemetery, so they hung back at the car, which was just basically right next to the cemetery. It's not like we went off far. It was small. We got a couple of EVPs while we were there. One was "You Go Around Me," and another was "Do Not Go Down There," which we believe referenced the small hill because there was a bit of an incline as you went down the one side of the cemetery. But as I was standing along the fence by one of these columns that was there, just kind of looking out over the headstones, one of the people that had hung back, who had been our psychic medium of the group, said, "Hey Mike, there's a spirit in front of you right now." I was like, "Oh really?" So I did what I kind of usually do, and I, you know, just introduced myself. I introduced myself as Michael, and going back over my audio later, I got a response back that said Edward. So whatever she had seen, or whomever she had seen, his name was Edward. Here's the clip.
Can I ask you who you are? I'm Michael. Can I ask you who you are? I'm Michael.
Okay, well, thank you for watching my second video on my paranormal cemetery experiences. I do have a few more. I'll save it for a part 3 sometime later on. And we'll continue this series. Again, I don't know how often they're going to be. The last one was a year and a half ago. You know, I get busy with a lot of other videos and different projects and things going on. So I appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave some comments below. Let me know about some of your experiences. And if you have not yet, please subscribe. Until next time.